Hello students, welcome to Satva Academy. So in this video I will be discussing about the wagering agreement. Let's see whether it is valid or invalid. Come, let's see what exactly wagering agreement is, whether it is valid or not. See, wagering agreement means where a party is agreed to pay a certain sum of money on determining the future uncertain event. Means here there will be a party who is determining the future uncertain event, then the other party must pay for the exact determination of that uncertain event, because the other party is considered as a loser one. When you compare this wagering agreement with the valid agreement, there is no valid consideration, because in every valid contract we need to have a valid consideration, but in case of wagering agreement only one party will get the consideration and the other party is not ready to pay the money, but because of the force of the other party he is paying the consideration. So that is what the problem in case of the wagering agreement. So that here it is clearly mentioned in the law that wagering agreement is a void contract or else void agreement which is not enforceable by the court of law. So here we can consider betting. See here, essence of the betting is each side should stand win or lose. That means parties should choose their side. Here we can consider IPL matches. Assume you are a fan of RCB team and there will be a friend of you who is fan of CSK. Now you make an agreement with your friend that if RCB wins, your friend should pay the consideration. If RCB loses, then you are ready to pay consideration to your friend who is a fan of CSK. Now this becomes a wagering agreement or else betting agreement. Now what happens here? Suppose assume if RCB wins, you are going to get the consideration, that is money, or else if RCB loses, then you have to pay consideration to your friend. The thing is here there will be no free consent while paying the consideration. ಸಿ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಬೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಹಣವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡಿಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರ ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಖುಷಿಯಿಂದ ಫ್ರೀ ಕನ್ಸೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಲೂಸಸ್ ದ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಪೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮನಿ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ there is no valid consideration. So that is the reason why here we consider wagering agreement as a void agreement, so that there is no enforceability in a court of law. Let's see the essence of the wagering agreement. What are the elements should be there in your wagering agreement? See here on screen you can find some important elements in a wagering agreement. Under that, first one is a promise to pay money or money's worth. In every wagering agreement there should be a money or else money's worth as a consideration, so that it is an important point in a wagering agreement. So next one, promise must be conditional on an event happening or not happening. That means we already discussed in a definition that there should be a future uncertain event. On that event there will be a prediction by the parties. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಈವೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಉಂಟು. ಆಸ್ ಐ ಗೇವ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ IPL ಮ್ಯಾಚ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು IPL ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಟೀಮ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ RCB ಅಂಡ್ ಚೆನ್ನೈ. ಸೊ ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ RCB ಟೀಮಿಗೆ ಫೇವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಂತಾದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಏನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೀಮ್ ವಿನ್ ಆದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಣ ಪೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಯ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಯೂಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಮ್ಯಾಚಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಟೀಮ್ ವಿನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನೀವೊಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡಲ್ಲಿ CSK ಸೈಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು RCB ಸೈಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರ ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆದ ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ be money or else money's worth. Okay, third point is there must be uncertainty of event. As we discussed, we don't know which team exactly wins the match. It is a future, so future ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. we can guess which team may win the match. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಟೀಮ್ ವಿನ್ ಆಗುವಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೆಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ there will be uncertainty always, because we already discussed about the contingency here. While predicting the future uncertainty, there will be a contingency. You may or may not win the match, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೀಮಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಆಗದೇನೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕಂಟಿಂಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಉಂಟು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನುಂಟು ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫೇವರ್ಟ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಆ ಟೀಮ್ ವಿನ್ ಆದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಣ ಸಿಗುವಂಥದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಣ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಮನಿ. ಇನ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್. So that is against the rule of quid pro quo, that is something in return, because in every valid contract the party should get something in return. So that is the violation in case of wagering agreement. So that wagering agreement is a void agreement. Next point is there must be two parties, each party must stand to win or lose. So here ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ವೇಜರಿಂಗ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಇರುವಾಗ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಹಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಲೂಸ್ ದ ಮನಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ವಿನ್ ದ ಮನಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಸಿಗುವಂಥದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇಜರಿಂಗ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, common intention to bet at the timings of making such agreement. So here both the parties should have a common intention on the future uncertain event. As I discussed in a IPL match, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಉಂಟಲ್ಲಿ. ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 2 teams, that is RCB and CSK, any one team should win. Now based on the winner you are going to get the consideration. Next one, parties should have no interest in the event except for stake. See, there is no interest in the match which is going in a stadium. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಏನಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದೇ ಮೇ ಪುಟ್ ಅ ಬೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ದೇರ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅವರ ಮನೇಲಿ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ಬೆಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂಥ ಈವೆಂಟಿಗೂ ಏನೂ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ BCCI. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಈವೆಂಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇಜರಿಂಗ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟೀಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಈವೆಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಗೇಮ್ಸಿಗೂ ನಿಮಗೂ ಯಾವುದೇ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವ ರಿಸಲ್ಟನ್ನು ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ವೇಜರಿಂಗ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ features and concepts of the wagering agreement. There are some agreement which is similar to the wagering agreement but not exactly the wagering agreement, but prima facie when you are seeing that transactions it looks like a wagering agreement. ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡುವಾಗ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ನೋಡುವಾಗ ವೇಜರಿಂಗ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್, for that transaction there is a regulators and regulation where you can execute the contract. So let's see what are those transactions which is similar to wagering agreement. See here under transactions similar to wagering agreement you can find lottery transactions, crossword puzzle and competitions, speculative transactions, horse race transactions. Here in case of all these transactions there will be a certain regulations. Based on that regulations these transactions will be carried, so that this one is not considered as a wagering agreement, because you can see in some states lottery transaction is valid in India and in some state lottery transaction is prohibited. For example, in Karnataka lottery transaction has been banned by the government, but it is valid in case of Kerala and other states of India. Then you can arrange the competitions. Here again competition may be future uncertain event, but still it is not a wagering agreement. You can organize the competitions and you can get the entry fees and you can give the prize and awards to the winners. So these are all the sports which is organized by some organizers, so that it is not a wagering agreement. So next one, speculative transactions and horse race transactions. So here there is a regulators for these transactions, so that it is considered as a valid contract and not the wagering agreement. Again there are some transaction, even though it looks like a wagering agreement, you can have the execution with the help of court of law. Under that you can consider first one, chit funds. See, there are some transaction which is similar to wagering agreement but still it is valid, and even you can file a case in court of law to get the consideration or as remedy in a court of law. Under that first one you can consider chit fund activities. So here it is a investment activities where people can save their money in a chit funds. So here transaction carried by the chit fund organizers is a valid transaction. Okay, let's see what exactly chit fund activity is. Here there will be a group of people who invest their money in a chit fund, and there will be a lucky draw or as auction, and any one party will get the money in that auction and remaining parties will get the money in future auctions, so that it is a valid transaction because it is considered by the law. Next one, commercial transaction or a share market transaction. Here you can find the share market transaction. It looks like a wagering agreement but it is not a wagering agreement. Here also you can find the future contingency, that is you are buying the shares for the future growth, but there is no guarantee that the particular stock may go upward only. There is a chance of the falling of the share value in a market because of some market uncertainties. So here sometimes investors may lose their money. Investors prediction is always growth of the value of share, but sometimes they may lose the money. Here it involves the contingency, but still it is not a wagering agreement. Here also you can find the contract. Next one, game of skills and athletic competition. As you see, in case of Olympic Games or else organization of some events or else sports events, competitions, where you can find valid transactions or else valid contract in case of organizing the sports or else competitions. Next one, a contract of insurance. Again, the contract of insurance is a contingent contract. There is a contingency. Sometimes when you met with the loss, then company will compensate you for your loss or else damage. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ LIC ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆ ಕಂಪನಿಯವರು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಡಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ is predicting the future uncertain event. In case of damage, you are going to get the claim by the company. But still, it is not a wagering agreement. It is similar to wagering agreement. But still, here you can get the valid remedy in a court of law. Here you can make a valid transaction according to the law. So this is all about the wagering agreement. If you like the video, please do subscribe our channel and share it with the needy students. Thank you, students.